Welcome back, everybody, to the Switch Sports Golf Challenge Series. We're on day 17 now of trying to make 10 eagles through the standard 18 holes of Nintendo Switch Sports Golf. We're going to jump right into it on a random seed run, which is why I always cue the 18 up from the sports selection page at the start of the video. We'll jump right into hole 1, and we're going to have some 6-mile-an-hour winds. That's going to be pretty purely tailwind by the time we get down to that fairway. So not the easiest second shot, but also, as far as this hole goes, not terrible. We'll just have to make sure we get this one there. We'll have to bounce it up there just very, very slightly to the right. Like right around there is all we need. We'll just hit this with a 9-iron right around there in terms of power. Let's see if we can get this one to bounce up there nicely and maybe fall. Okay, I think that was about ideal. That should take a tiny little kick left and roll nicely. We will see it fall for a nice eagle on the first hole. Through a little bit of wind at that back pin. That's not the easiest necessarily, but we get it to fall. Let's move on to hole 2. See if we can keep this thing rolling. Let's move on to hole 2. What kind of conditions do we have? 9-mile-an-hour winds. Kind of in the face, or kind of pushing left, but mostly in the face, I should say. Let's aim this. I'm going to call it to about there. I'm not sure if that's exactly the right play, but let's try it out. Let's hit a good shot up there. See if we can get lucky with this rollout. Okay, that's exactly the shot that I wanted to hit. Let's see if that takes a nice second bounce and rolls strongly. Oh, it'll lip all the way around and fall for the hole-in-one. A great stroke of luck there, really, to see that one fall, even though it almost missed on the right edge. But we're now 2 for 2. Let's move on to the third hole. Okay, what kind of wind conditions are we going to see? 4 miles an hour in a helping direction. So this is a nice little setup here. Oh, and I curve the drive. Hopefully that doesn't hurt too much. That's actually going to be totally fine, but got to make sure I don't do that when it really matters. So we'll end up just a little bit further away, but actually with this helping wind, that should help us avoid being too close to the pin and having a tough shot in terms of trying to judge the distance. I don't think we can reach the green. I don't really think it's worth the attempt. So let's just not use the fade strategy. Let's just hit that one up there. It should bounce to wherever it bounces to. It'll take a close bounce. We're 20 yards away, so not the easiest distance. We're maybe a little bit too close here, but it's not too bad. I don't think I want to roll this up there necessarily. This is just a tough little in-between distance. We're a little too close. Maybe I could have used the fade and rolled it up there nicely and gotten just a shorter chip. But the short chips are not the easiest either. What do we want to do here? Let's roll this one up there. Just over that first dot of power. It should kick substantially to the right. Let's see if we can get that shot to fall. Okay, that felt... it felt decent. It just misses on that left side by an inch or two. Just a slight over-adjustment, maybe a slight overpower as well. Oh, I just left that one in that little in-between zone where that backspin doesn't work very well. And the rollout is just a little too far to get super precise. We'll have to settle for a real unfortunate birdie there. I had a great look at it. Okay, now we're not going to see the easiest of wins on this hole 4. It's going to push a decent amount to the left. It's a very downhill shot. We'll have to take a bunch of power off of this one. I'll still use the 3-iron, though. I like the 3-iron. As long as this hits the proper part of that mound, it should react just fine. How much is this going to get pushed to the left? What level of wind are we on here? This is level 7. So we'll call it That would be, what, level... I'm doing some math in my mind with these squares on the green. It's not very exact, but, I mean, it's something. Let's try to about there. That feels decent. I don't have a great idea of where this needs to go. I just have kind of a general sense. Hopefully this at least stays close. Let's try it out. Yeah, that's a little overdone, a little overcooked on that adjustment, and a little too little power as well. Actually, that would have been fine if I aimed that a little more left. We would have had a chance at running it by the pin, but that's just, you know, kind of a guess on the adjustment, and not my best guess at it. So we'll have to tap in for the birdie there, missing it about 6 feet to the right. We'll have to make a mental note of what that wind looked like, what the result looked like. Let's move on to hole 5 and see if we can... Ooh, 0 miles an hour. Okay. This one's an opportunity here, for sure. We'll just send this one safely left of that big tree. We'll put those 2 tougher birdies behind us. I guess hole 4 wasn't that bad. It was fine. 15 miles an hour is tough to make a hole-in-one on. But let's try to get this round back on a good pace here with our nice third eagle on hole 3. If we can execute this one properly. Let's hit this to the bottom of that fairway. Nice and close up to that green. And we'll use that little bump and run to hopefully send this one up there and get it to fall. This is going to be 9 iron to 7 iron distance. We'll have to see which one looks better. Okay, it's going to be the 7 for sure. We can aim it a bit out to the left. Use that little bump and run strategy. Send it up there. Right about there should be good for power. Let's see if we can get this one to sink. Okay, that felt really good. It's going to fall nicely for our third eagle through 5 holes. That one feels super good. Let's move on to hole 6. See if we can get some lucky conditions and the tougher stretch of this front 9. Holes 6 through 9 are typically not super doable. 9 is sometimes. Oh, this is not the best setup here. What do we want to do about this? I may actually hit that little draw. I like the little draw to send this out at a nicer angle. We can kind of wrap around the pine tree just a little bit. It's a little nicer than hitting just a straight shot once we get this proper draw down. That's just a little too much. I've been doing too much on it. That's about perfect. Oh, that may be a little too much. We'll have to see. Yeah, it's going to be in that tree, which is kind of the secondary strategy here. If we hit the tree, it's not too bad. But I just overcooked the draw. After one nice practice swing, I go for it, and it doesn't work out very well. All right. I believe we're far enough back, though, that I can carry that little tree, no problem. So we can just actually send maybe a full spoon at this, or close to a full spoon, and try to get lucky at rolling this one up there. Yeah, we can carry that tree, no problem. Let's make it under this tree. Oh, we're going to hit the rough, which is not the best. Yeah, we're going to be well short. That may have needed the driver, even. You know, if I hit the fairway, it would have rolled a little better if I hit that actually full power, but not the easiest of conditions on 6 today. We'll have to try to make a little birdie here with this chip. Not going to be easy, but let's see if we can pull it off. Oh, glide down there. It's just not quite going to make it. So we'll have to settle for a par on hole 6. Not the best for the scoring today. But we've got 3 eagles. We've got 3 more chances on this front 9 to try to pick up what would be an absolutely huge 4th. Let's see if we can pull it off on 7. If we see some nicer winds, what are we going to be looking at? 9 miles an hour is not too bad. Okay, this is fine. We can just hit that little 3 iron up there to the end of that short fairway. We should be nicely on the left side of it. And even though we're a little bit under that big tree, it shouldn't be in the way too much. We should be able to put this shot under it, no problem. So we can use the tree gap here since we're on the left side. 9 miles an hour pushing to the left. We probably want to do like... That would be level 3 wind. That would be level 4 wind. Probably about that much on the adjustment. We'll take a bit off of it. We'll definitely roll this up there with the spoon with about that much power. Let's try it out. Okay, I think that was about perfect. Oh, is that going to be a little too far to the left? It will be. So the wind moved that a substantial amount more than I thought it might. Not my best shot at that. I mean, we had some, you know, moderate to light wind. Not anything crazy, but I'm not sure if I've pulled that shot out before with that much wind. Feels like a bit of a missed opportunity on 7, but it wasn't the easiest. Let's move on to hole 8, which is never, ever easy. It's going to take some pure luck. And we're going to see some 22-mile-an-hour winds pushing up and to the left. So I'm going to give this one my best guess. That's what I have to do on hole 8. Let's hit it to about there with some spin and just see if we can get real lucky with this one. Okay, that felt like about the best I could do. That actually looks really, really good. Oh, it's going to take a beautiful looking bounce. It's just going to have too much speed on it with that tailwind to make it back up that hill. So it doesn't bite super hard when it's coming in that hot. We'll put it to a couple feet. This is not the easiest of putts in the world, and it never is on this pin. But we gave it a good run. Let's see if we can sink that one. We will. We'll pick up a tougher birdie there. I mean, it was close. It was on the right line. But 22 miles an hour with the way that picks up speed on the way in, that was not going to be an easy one. What kind of wind are we going to see here? 11 miles an hour pushing to the right. So this may be an opportunity. If I hit this first shot right, which I think that's on a pretty decent line. Is that going to be a little too far right? It might be. This is sometimes a chance to go for that, you know, right part of the green, or right side of the green. 314 yards, though, feels like it's just a little too much to safely go for it. I mean, maybe we can. That just feels like it's just too much. Tough break there. We'll just have to send this one out to the bottom of that fairway and go for it. In the fairway hole-out way, as opposed to the, you know, it's not an easy chip-in, but it's a more straightforward chip-in from a shorter distance if you can go right of that green. But I think we were just a little bit too far away to feel like we could safely make it. So let's just try to get lucky with this one. I'm going to aim it to about there. We'll use the 7-iron. And then just bounce it up there. Hope we get a nice lucky bounce, a lucky bite or non-bite, depending on how it's looking. Let's see. Okay, I felt like that's going to give it a decent chance. It's going to take a very nice landing. It'll go around the pin and it will fall for a massive 4th eagle. That was a lucky one. But it falls from the fairway with some 11-mile-an-hour crosswinds. Wow, that one is the type of shot you need to get yourself on that pace for 10. And we sink it. All right, let's move on to the back 9. We're going to start here on hole 10. The wind gets more doable. And right on cue, 0 miles an hour is what we see. Let's try to pick up an absolutely key 5th eagle with this sort of opportunity here on hole 10. All right, we just have to aim this very slightly out to the left. I know roughly the power we need. I know roughly the adjustment we need. It's just a matter of getting it perfect. Right about there should be pretty good, I think. Let's hit it with about that much power. Bounce it up there.
Nice shot.
Okay, I think that was great. That should kick just a little to the right. Roll nicely, and we'll sink it for eagle number 5 with 0 wind on hole 10. We are on a fantastic pace here. Let's see if we can pick up 11. We have 3 par 5s, 12, 14, and 18, that are typically pretty doable eagles. We just need 2 additional ones, and we see some 9-mile-an-hour winds. Not the worst. Could be worse here. So level 4 wind. There's our 0 wind adjustment. How much do we want to move this over? There's like 1, 2, 3, level 4 wind right about there. That feels like it should be pretty good. Let's give it a little bit of extra power. Right around there feels like it should be good. Let's try it out. Okay, that felt absolutely perfect. Oh, that's not going to be the best of lines. We'll have to get lucky with that rollback. We're just not going to see it. Oh, the wind didn't move that nearly as much as I thought it might. We end up missing it about 3 feet left, and it just rolls back a little further than that. Tough break there. 9-mile-an-hour winds. I said this in yesterday's video that some holes seem to move, the wind seems to move the ball a lot more than others. 11 seems to always be really light for some reason. It's a downhill shot for sure. But like, I feel like if I were to hit that type of shot on hole 4 or hole 13, the wind would move it so much more. Very strange how that works sometimes. Let's hit a nice careful shot out here on hole 12. Try to pick up a very, typically a very straightforward eagle here, as long as we don't mess anything up. We'll just put that one safely on the fairway. We can take a bunch of power off of this. Or do we even want to use the 3-iron? The 3-iron may be safer. We're just going for pure safety here. We can hit this with about that much power, and that should end up hopefully nicely by the pin. Okay, that's absolutely perfect, I hope. That should take a nice first kick and just roll back. It's going to be a little further than I would like it, but that's a fine line. It's just going to move up to the right very slightly, a pretty makeable eagle putt. We just want to put it just under that second dot of power. It's going to move very, very slightly to the right. Make sure we get it up that hill. And that should do it. We'll sink a nice eagle there on 12. So we have 6 eagles on the scorecard. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes to play. We need eagles on 4 of them. This is one of the best paces we've been on. I believe this was the pace when we picked up 9 eagles for the first time, so we just need a little bit more. Oh, and this is not good. 22 miles an hour on a much, much needed hole 13. Why must the game do this to us? Okay, what do we have to do here other than get ridiculously lucky? We'll hit it with about that much power. Kind of a guess. We'll aim it to roughly there. And I guess we'll just have to see. Okay, that was exactly the shot that I wanted to hit, and the wind's going to push that just way too far to the right. It was that diagonal wind that pushes, forward as well as to the right. I thought it wouldn't have quite as much of an effect as that, more pure crosswind. But because this hole is facing diagonal anyway, it has roughly the same effect as that crosswind. So just a tough read there. Tough wind. I mean, 22 miles an hour is what we see. Maximum wind on a much, much needed hole for a good pace. Just a tough break. Okay, we've got 6 miles an hour pushing us to the left now. We'll just take a bunch of power off this drive. Right around there should be good. That should move left nicely and hit that little tree gap. So we'll just send it underneath that big round tree and be nicely in the fairway here. So we can hit this one with the 3-iron. I know roughly the power that's needed to get it to pin high. If we can give it a good adjustment, we can maybe put this one pretty close. Let's try around there. This one's just a pure feel shot. We'll hit it with about 3.5 dots of power, somewhere around there, and try to glide it up there. Oh, that's going to be short. Hopefully that's not terribly short. Oh, be okay. That's going to bite and roll back, so that's fine. It's just not pin high like I wanted it to be. As long as it doesn't hit the bunker, you're usually pretty okay. This is just a little side hiller now. Just have to make sure we get this one there. It should move right nicely as long as we hit it up that hill. That looks pretty good. We'll sink it for another longer eagle putt, longer than I would like. But that's eagle number 7 on 14. We've got 4 holes to play, and we need eagles on 3 of them. 15 would be absolutely key. We just missed some of the easier ones on those par 3s. I mean, we saw one with a slightly doable condition. I mean, it was level 4 out of 5 wind, and then we see level 10 out of 10 wind on the second one. So they weren't easy. They oftentimes are. We just didn't quite get the wind that we needed on them today. But we have a chance here on hole 15. Let's aim this to roughly there, I want to say. We'll hit it with about pin high power. Try to balance it up there nicely. See if we can get a lucky one to fall. Okay, that felt like what I wanted to do. If that's going to take a nice bounce and just... Oh, it doesn't trickle back at all. It just glides to a stop past the hole. That hit the fringe, which was not the best place to hit. If that hits the fairway or the green, it doesn't kick right as much, so it's not quite the best, you know, directional bouncing spot, but it might have had a chance on that backspin if it didn't hit the fringe. Okay, now we have 3 holes to play, and we need 3 eagles. We've got 7 on the scorecard. We've got... Oh, man, not this type of wind. Oh, this is just brutal to see. Because 15 miles an hour feels like it should make it. It feels like it should make it no problem. But on this hole, it's just difficult. It's so tough to put it through that little gap. Let's see if we can hit a little draw through there. It's not a safe play, but it feels like the necessary play if we're going to have any sort of chance. Okay, that might be the best I could do. Is that going to sneak through everything? It will. It'll make it through everything. Oh, and we'll launch up there and end up with a putt. That might just be the best shot I have ever hit off the tee on hole 16. Can we sink this putt? Okay, this is the much easier of an eagle than I thought we might need. Let's aim it up to there. It's going to move a good amount to the left. Hit it with enough power. Right around there. And there it is. We'll sink a ridiculous eagle on hole 16. That could not have been luckier. Just sneaking through all those trees and bouncing over the bunker. Wow. Okay, now what kind of wind are we going to see on 17? It's not going to be easy. Oh, 29 miles an hour right to left on a hole that we absolutely need. What can we do about this? We can never see 0 miles an hour. There's a 1 in 16 chance, and I feel like we just always see towards the maximum end of it. Tough break. Let's try our best. This would be a ridiculous hole-in-one if that managed to slide around. That's just not going to do it, is it? Yeah, that's going to glide just a little bit wide. If that took a nice bounce that could have kept going in that direction, we'll end up on the fringe. So we can chip this, which may be preferable. Although with this crosswind, it's actually really not. Let's just aim this one a little out to the left. What a tough break towards the end here. We'll have to hit this over full power. Probably a little more than that. Probably around to there. Let's see. Okay, that felt absolutely perfect. And we'll sink it for a 60 or so foot birdie. I think that was 19 yards away on the fringe. So a nice putt there. We're at 24 under. We'll have a chance here for eagle number 9. Not 10, 9. This is not the easiest wind here, but it's, you know, one that we can put this ball on that left fairway. As long as we hit that full drive without any curve or anything, we should be fine. That'll be safely on there. We can hit that one up there. As long as we put it on the green, on that back sort of shelf, we can give this one a nice shot. Oh, we were so close today. I mean, we still can be close. If I albatross this would be ridiculous. Do we put an asterisk on it? I don't think so. Let's hit that shot. Actually, maybe a little more. Let's hit that shot. Bounce it up there. Try to get this one nice and close.
Nice shot.
That should be... Ooh, don't be a little too short. Get a nice bounce and roll. Okay, we may have to deal with that little shelf on the green. I'm not exactly sure. Let's see what our line looks like. Maybe we don't. Yeah, so we can just hit this maybe slightly aimed out to the right. And then it moves back, or it starts off going, I don't even know. A little left at first, then it goes back right, because I know it goes a little right there. And then it kind of dives back to the left at the end. Alright, here's eagle number 9 on the way. It has good speed, a good line, and we'll sink it. So we're going to be at, what is that, 26 or 27 under? I believe that's 26 under. So a good round at 26 under. We just needed one more. We missed on hole 3. I'm remembering that one now. We missed on hole 3. Very close. It was a very close shot. We had a tough break on hole 8. A tough break with the wind, really, on 11 and 13. And then just didn't quite get the shots we needed on 15 and 17. So just another super close day. We picked up 4 eagles on the front and then 5 on the back. But that adds up to 9. It is not 10. Just the 3rd time we have hit 9. We'll have to try again tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to get to 10 soon. I really tried my best today and I thought we did pretty well, but just 1 short. We'll have to try again tomorrow.